Let's belly dance. Your laser vision system will let you learn to belly dance at your own pace. You can study a movement in slow motion or watch it frame by frame. Look at the chapters whenever you want, however you want. Happy belly dancing.
Hello, my name is Marta.
Hello, I'm Tanya.
My name is Latifa.
Hello, I'm Saida. Belly dancing is a way of giving, of entertaining friends, husbands, or lovers, but there are benefits you receive as well, to your body and your spirit.
In this chapter, we'll do some warm-up exercises.
The rib cage circle. Stand straight, hands on hips, now push left. And forward, and right, and back. As the rib cage moves to these positions, try to make a smooth, continuous circle. Then increase the speed, while your circles become smaller and smoother. The deep knee bend. Your legs are 18 inches apart. Arms straight in front. Your heels are flat on the floor. Drop slowly to a deep bend. As you rise slowly, lift from your chest. The body stretch. Arms high overhead. Inhale deeply through nose, then exhale quickly through mouth. Drop your body, tilting from the hips, and stretch. Massage calves to warm your leg tendons. Rise slowly, tilting from your hips again to upright position. The back bend. Arms straight in front. Your toes are flat on the ground. With a straight body, bend backwards from your knees, back to your original position. Lean back as far as you can comfortably. Return upright. Your body is straight from the knees up.
It's time to learn to dance, and a good place to start is with some movements called belly. Belly dancing is a dazzling display of your torso, arms, and head in motion, while your legs and feet do most of the work.
Your weight is on both feet, knees slightly bent, straight upper body. This first step is the hip lift. Weight is on one foot. Press ball of the other foot to floor while holding your heel high. First straighten, then relax your leg, and your knee will move in and out. This causes your hip to tilt upward and relax downward. When the knee moves outward, your hip drops down, and when your knee moves in, your hip tilts up. The hip lift circle. When the hip drops, the foot relaxes and slides forward. Now, pivot on the balls of both feet to begin again. Repeat this pattern, and you'll complete a stationary circle by your hip lift moves. The lift step. Step backwards on your right foot to do a left hip lift. You start on your left foot to do a right hip lift. Then just alternate back and forth. You will maximize the hip lift if you push the ball of your foot against the ground and keep your heel high. Allow your hip to drop as that leg relaxes. Then step back with opposite leg and repeat. The side-to-side sway. Shift your weight to one side and push that hip outward. Then alternate sides. Roll the foot that bears the weight from heel to toe. Then shift to the other foot and repeat the movement. This foot and leg action will cause your hips to pivot from back to front. Remember to keep your weight under the hip in motion until the pivot is complete, and the step pattern changes to the other side of the body. The crossover. Step forward diagonally onto right foot. Extend and touch with left. Pivot left hip back to front. Step onto left. Touch right. Pivot right hip to front. Step with toes pointed forward. And pivot the foot at the same time that you pivot your hip. In this step, the weight of the body is always on the leg opposite the hip in motion. Individual steps like these become a complete performance only when put into a dance pattern. That's what we'll demonstrate in this part of each chapter. Here's the first dance pattern, beginning with a hip lift circle. Now, step back and repeat 4 lift steps. Step to the side and do 4 side-to-side sways. Begin with a weight shift diagonally forward across body and do 4 crossover steps. Then repeat this entire dance pattern.
The most exciting and sexy part of the dance is the shimmy. Even though it looks so hard to do, the shimmy is easy to learn. Relax, let go, and shimmy.
Shaking all over will relax your muscles, and then you'll be ready to shimmy. Again, the hip movement is caused by your legs and feet. This one is the piston shimmy. Shift your weight evenly from one foot to the other. Your knees are moving in and out like pistons. The tempo increases and the steps become smaller and more compact. And when the hip movement is fast and compact enough, it becomes a shimmy. Step in place. First, shimmy. Then shift your weight to one side and lift your free foot in place. Now alternate side to side. To travel ahead, your free foot steps forward. And to travel back, step backwards. The shoulder shimmy. Arms out to the side, swing one shoulder forward, then swing it back. Now alternate, left and right. Move faster until both shoulders develop a compact motion. When the movement is fast and compact enough, you're doing a shimmy. And now the dance pattern. First, 8 counts of the piston shimmy. 8 counts traveling forward, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shoulder shimmy. 2 counts forward, 2 back. Shoulder shimmy and side step for 8 counts. And the other way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Piston shimmy, 4 counts. 4 counts shoulder shimmy. Turn clockwise and repeat combination. Continue quarter turns and always keep eye contact with audience. Complete the circle and shoulder shimmy. 2 counts front, 2 back, 2 front, 2 back.
There's a way to add a special spark to the moves and rhythms of your belly dance. It's the use of these finger cymbals. They're called Zills, and you play them in a pattern to the beat of the music as you dance. With practice, the use of the Zills can be as easy as snapping your fingers.
To teach you the rhythm of the Zills, we will use a numbering system. The strong beat comes on the odd number, and the weaker hand hits the Zill on the even number. Your strong hand, right or left, and your weaker hand. So the number 3 would sound like. For melody, we can use a pattern of 3-1-3-1-3. Or 3-5-5. Or 3-1-3-5. Another rhythm uses 4 consecutive 3s. It also uses 3-3-7. For bolero, try 1-3-3-3-1. And for the Karshalama, use 1-3-3-3-1-1. There are a variety of Zill patterns for the different rhythmic sections of the dance. In the following still frame, we offer a series of numbered charts to practice with.
Melody moves are earthy and exciting, so let's some new steps.
The pivot turn. Weight one foot, turn by pushing with the other foot. The pivoting turns your body. As you pick up speed, you'll turn with fewer pivots and fewer pushes. Now, reverse direction. Weight on one foot, pivot with the other. Five, 6, 7, 8. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Side step. 4 hip circles and a hip accent on the 4th step. Repeat this pattern the other direction. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Paisley turn and bounce, and rock, front, back, and other way, and bounce, and rock, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 2 climbing stairs. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now other hip. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 push-turn steps. Hands behind hips. The grapevine. Back on foot, 2, 3, touch. And 1, 2, 3, touch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, do 7 push-turn steps. And pose.
The focus of belly dancing is not only on your hips and torso, but the flow of movements extend to your arms, hands, your neck, head, and the sensual moods of your eyes. These gestures reflect your special moods and personality.
The 1,000-petal lotus. Hands touching at wrists, palms facing out. Now rotate. Your top palm always faces out. Repeat, increasing both speed and movement. Now, your motion becomes one continuous flow. The front arm cross involves your arms, elbows, wrists, and hands. The elbows lead the arms in and out. The arms and elbows are slightly curved. The hands bend in as the arms go out, and bend out as the arms go in. The wrists lead the flow of the hands. The back bend. Keep back straight and bend using the leg muscles. Continue the stand and arm movements. Now, dip first and wrists, then push, palms curved, and the middle finger dips from a make-believe hunter. Arms in and continue dipping from the jar. Then your hand. Whatever else you may be doing with the rest of your body, keep the hand movement continuous and graceful, like the flight of a bird. The head slide. With your fingertips, find the curve of your jawbone. Fingers an inch out, push your head back and forth, keeping your face straight front. Don't shake your head as if to say, no, no. And if you like, try some left and right eye movements as grace notes. Curves from me to you. Flowing hands ripple over curves of breasts and hips and out to the audience. Then frame your face for a head slide.
Changing the speed as you dance allows you to explore your body movements to the fullest extent. While quick moves add drama and intensity, the slower movements give you time for larger, more graceful gestures.
The first slow move is the figure 8, front to back. Shift your weight to one side, push your hip out, and form a semicircle from front to back. Then shift weight to your other side and do another semicircle. Always pivot on the heel under the moving hip. And the weight is always under the hip in motion. In these movements, as you master the proper feet positions and hip directions, your hip should move smoothly to accompany the flow of the slow music. The figure 8 back to front. Hip now out back. Semicircle back to front. Then shift your other hip into a back to front semicircle. In this case, the weight is pivoted on the ball of the foot instead of the heel. In both versions of the figure 8, the hips rotate fluidly, and you should feel the weight shift from left to right and back again throughout your whole body. The Maya. Shift weight left, lift right hip, push it outward. Change weight from left to right, and repeat the movement with your other hip. In this step, the foot is rolling from toe to heel. Repeat on the other side, and feel your hips form a vertical circle from top to down, and top to down, and top to down. The belly roll. Pull lower abdomen in, push upper abdomen out. Now pull in on top, as bottom falls out naturally. The basic pattern here is bottom in, top out, top in, bottom out, bottom in, top out. The pelvic rock. Step back, extend pelvis forward, and shift weight onto other foot. Shift weight back again. Tuck pelvis under and pull from small of back. Pelvis now relaxes. In this step, push down as well as forward with the pelvis. Then push the pelvis down as well as back. Then relax. The forward arch of your body is held throughout the front movement, but the back body arch comes only in the second half of the backward motion. The weight shift, front and back, is done by pushing off on the ball of the weight-bearing foot. The rib cage circle. Imagine a clock-face profile. Now lift up to 10 o'clock. Now down to 3 o'clock, down to 6, and up again to 10. The rib cage, isolated now and looked at in profile, completes a vertical clockwise circle. Now, the front to back sway. First, the pelvis is extended back. Then, the body weight shifts forward and the rib cage moves forward. Now, pelvis tucks under and the rib cage moves back for a backward-leaning body line. As pelvis swings back, rib cage rotates to forward position. Now repeat as a smooth, continuous movement. The footwork here is precisely the same as in the pelvic rock combination. The front to back sway is really a combination of the pelvic rock and the rib cage circle. So now you're synchronizing separate rib and pelvic action. As you learn to blend the two together, you perform an undulating S-curve of the total torso. An elegant, slow move. The focus of this dance pattern is obviously on the torso. Perform 4 front-to-back figure 8s, followed by 4 back-to-front figure 8s. Now do 4 Maya steps. With body in hip lift position, do 4 belly rolls. Finally, step back and perform 2 front-to-back sways.
Mystery, suspense, allure, all can be summoned with a veil. The flow of the veil is one of the most beautiful aspects of belly dancing.
Drape the veil over your shoulder, an equal amount falling front and back. Grasp the edge of back portion. Gather it in both hands about 3/4 of the way down, and tuck it into your belt at the hip. Repeat the gathering with the front part of the veil, working carefully with the tips of the fingers. And tuck this second gathering alongside the first. This is the proper veil arrangement to begin the dance. Now, remove the veil. By sliding your hand under the veil to the front tuck, grasping the edge just above the tuck. Pull upwards to remove. Now turn with the arm extended overhead. With other hand, grasp second tuck and spin as you pull upward. Normal pivot turn footwork. The veil is now free and held with about 2 arms length of fabric between the hands. The butterfly move. While the feet do crossover steps, your arms circle vertically, alternating out to the side and then across the body. The basic spin. One hand circles counterclockwise back to front, and the other hand does the same. The asymmetrical spin. One hand up, your other hand outstretched, spin. Now let's put these veil moves into a dance pattern. Do a slow side-to-side sway. Remove the front tuck and spin. Stop now in the hip lift position and do 8 counts of climbing the stairs. Remove the second tuck and spin. Your veil is now free. Step forward and do 4 butterfly steps. Now stop and do 2 lateral ribcage circles. And then 2 large hip circles. Finally, perform the asymmetrical spin, and then drop the veil.
Floor work
accentuates those sensuous moves that belly dancing is famous for. So let's take some of the things we've learned standing up and try them on the floor.
Most floor moves are done to slow music. First, make your descent. Lower the body to one knee and extend the other leg straight back. Then, bow forward from the hips and do a front arm cross. Then, straighten up, continuing the arm cross. Now, cross hands to frame a head slide. Hands on hips, perform vertical rib cage circles. The same moves we've already learned, but without the leverage now of the body weight balanced on 2 feet. Aided by your hand, lower your body to the side with your leg bent under. Lean on elbow, straighten leg, and reach. And reach back, and reach forward, and reach back again. Balanced on your elbow, you can do the same belly rolls you learned in Chapter 8. Now stretch forward again, and back, and forward, and back. Pushing off with your hand, return to your knees, and repeat belly rolls. Shoulder shimmy as you rise.
You know the basic shimmy. Now it's time to learn how to combine the shimmy movement with various dance steps. A little shimmy here and there adds a spicy accent to your belly dance.
Begin with basic hip shimmy. The side-to-side shimmy. Shift your hips slowly back and forth. Keep relaxed so the shimmy doesn't tense up. Pivot your foot heel to toe. Then feel your weight shift gradually through your whole body. We are now combining 2 different steps, the side-to-side sway and the hip shimmy. The hip circle shimmy. Use the same balance technique, the same shimmy momentum, but now we circle. Shift weight to side, back, side, and front. The hip lift shimmy. Begin basic shimmy by shifting your weight while continuing to shimmy in a hip lift position, and relax. Basic shimmy movement continues unchanged into the hip lift. Keep heel high. Relax hip and drop your weight onto both feet. The single hip shimmy circle. While you shimmy, go to the hip lift position and make a circle. Up, front, down, back, and up. As the knee comes forward, the heel gets higher. Here, the hips are guiding the circle, not the legs. The dance pattern. Begin basic shimmy for 16 counts. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Do 4 side-to-side shimmies, 4 counts each. Now hip shimmy circle. Do 2 circles, 8 counts each circle. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stepping back, do 3 shimmy walks. The hip lift bounce for a total of 8 counts. For the single hip shimmy circle, perform 2 circles for 8 counts each. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once again, do 3 shimmy walks. Then the hip lift bounce for 8 counts. And single hip shimmy circles, the first circle and the second circle 8 counts each. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 shimmy walks back, then a 1 count pause. Once again, 4 side-to-side shimmies, 4 counts each. Basic hip shimmy for 6 counts, then freeze.
So far, we've been looking at the art of belly dancing in tantalizing fragments. Now it's time to put all the movements together. So, let's belly dance.
A unique beginning and ending can add excitement to your dance. Here are 4 choices, from first entrance to grand finale.
Belly dancing is an ancient art. What we've been learning is a flamboyant cabaret style. Coming up are some examples of the ethnic style. Its traditions are wrapped in age-old rites and celebrations.
Effective costuming adds allure to your performance. It can reveal, conceal, or frame your movements. The still frames coming up offer some practical ways to design your costume.
We've come a long way in our time together. Now we're about to see some of the things you've learned and some that are new. So watch closely. There may be something to add to your own belly dance. We offer this final dance as an inspiration and celebration.
And so we come full circle, which means you have not come to an end, but continue going round with your video disc. Keep watching and listening, keep practicing, always improving. And we wish you all happy belly dancing.